Hello and welcome to Nexonia's overview of our timesheet system. As you can see here, we're in a sample company and the second tab over is called Timesheets, so why don't we just go ahead and click on it. When we open the Timesheets tab, what you'll see is our main interface that shows you all of the current timesheets in the system. Now this particular person, the sample administrator, has no timesheets in the system right now. You can also see along the top, it indicates that the last 15 weeks are being displayed, and you can change the date so that you can go back in time and you can look at 15-week snapshots of timesheets at any point in the past. Over in the top right, you'll also see a link to a help video, which is actually this video that you're viewing right now. And you'll also see in this main row here, you'll see a couple of checkboxes and a couple of actions or links that you can click on. The main one that I'm going to turn off right now is My Timesheets, and because this person is an administrator, or you can think of this person, it could have been a manager, when he or she unclicks on My Timesheets, they'll actually see all the other employees in the system that they have rights to see and what their timesheets look like. So we can see here it looks like February 7th to 13th. There's timesheets for both sample user 1 and sample user 2. If I go ahead and click the checkbox that says empty weeks, what you'll see is all of the timesheets, including the ones that there's actually no data filled out for. And then you can go ahead and go to any one of these rows. This is an Ajax interface, so it's very double click and single click. Double click and open a particular timesheet, and then you can add time entries to it. Or I can click the close button at the top right, or use my escape key to go back to the main listing. You'll also see there's an actions link here where you can copy timesheets, edit them, print them, or submit them. And if we were to go, we can also do bulk copies. There's a link at the top which allows you to bulk copy a number of employees' timesheets from week to week. If things don't change much between weeks, you can actually use that feature. And what it will do is copy any timesheets and move them to the target week that you indicate, but it will mark them in draft. So even if you have approved timesheets in one week, when they're copied, they'll be marked as draft in the next one so that you can still make adjustments. So let's go back and turn off empty weeks. And for this particular person, sample administrator, let's go ahead and say open current week. And when that happens, it'll open up a blank timesheet. From this point, basically the link that you'll be clicking on is add entry. And when you do that, you'll see a list of customers that appear here, a list of projects under that customer. And in this case, Big Co has a single project. And then there's a number of task categories or service items, you can call them, or people have different ways of describing it and labeling it. We actually support the ability to change any one of those labels. And we're going to call it project management. We're going to say on Monday the 14th, there was 8 hours done on that day. Now maybe that's the only entry I want to do. And you can also have a memo field. This memo field can be required or optional, as well as you can see the billable status for this particular project is billable but can be marked as non-billable by clicking the checkbox here. Let's go ahead and just click test memo and click save and close. When you do that, you're going to immediately see that 8 hours has been put in on Monday, and you can see a week at a glance how things are building up over time. There's also a details tab, and if you click on the details tab, this is where you'll see the memos and any additional key fields, because in Nexonia we support an unlimited number of custom fields of different types that can be associated with time entries. So let's go ahead and go back to the week view, and let's go ahead and add another entry. Let's say for Tuesday, we just click on Tuesday. You can also use the date control that's here, but we typically use the weekdays that we can click on. And maybe we're going to put in 5.5 hours. In this one, we're going to work on a different project, or a customer. We're going to work on Acme, and we're going to work on the restructuring project. 5.5 hours, we did some great stuff. Usually put in a little more detail than that. And instead of clicking save and close, we're actually going to click save and new. And what that'll do is you can see it saved the entry that 5.5 hours, but I still might have other hours I want to put in on Tuesday. Maybe I want to put in 3 hours against Big Co on widget development, and in that case I did testing, because these task categories are actually can be filtered by customer and by project. As well, one of the other things is that the customer list, project list, and category list can be filtered by employees, so people only get to see the customers, projects, and tasks that they should be and that they're assigned. Let's go ahead and click Save and Close, and you'll see that by keeping the dialog open, we're able to create 2 entries. And again, this dialog, you can just go ahead and click on any entry to open it. This dialog can be moved around the screen. So if you need to look beneath it, you just have to move it out of the way a little bit. So this 5.5 hours right now is on Tuesday. Maybe we meant to put it in on Wednesday. So we just click on Wednesday and click Save and Close, and you'll see it immediately moved to Wednesday. That's as simple as it is for filling out a timesheet. It's very simple, it's very straightforward. When the person is done, they can actually submit their week's worth of time, or if they want, they could submit daily, partial week. For example, if it's the end of the month, perhaps you need to get your up to the end of the month timesheet in, but 2 of the days aren't yet complete. You can still add those days in after the fact. Let's go ahead and click Submit. Now in this case, this particular administrator does not have an approval process. So what you'll see is all of these time entries got immediately marked as approved. So they're all with green dots. If we were to close this and open up one of the users that actually report to that manager, when they click Submit, you'll see that everything went blue. What happened there now is the manager's been notified that he or she has time to approve. And if they go in and log in, and they go to the Approvals tab, they'll actually see a very similar interface to what we did under the Timesheets tab, except this shows that these time entries are ready for that manager's approval. That manager can then click Actions and approve. Typically they would not. They would actually go and edit this one, and they would then be able to select either an entire row of time entries to approve, or they could go to the Details tab and select individual time entries to approve. And when they do that, they're asked for an optional comment, and when that's done, those time entries will be approved, and you'll see that there's only one time entry that's still in for that manager's approval, and the rest of them have been approved. You can even see that this timesheet now has 32 hours that's approved and 8 hours that are still in for that manager to approve. So literally, that's all there is to filling out timesheets and doing approvals for them within the new Nexonia Ajax interface. We do then transfer this data to all kinds of accounting systems. QuickBooks is one-button integration, NetSuite is one-button integration, and a host of other accounting systems and billing systems that we can export all of this data to cleanly and simply. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day.